Warning. Actonville TV disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host, authors, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any religious affiliation.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. We just kicked in and started our live stream as we are live in the Nature South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show. It's all about exploring Hinduism as a whole. For those of you who don't know me, I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, taking you through an educational full hour of education and, well, spiritual upliftment. Join the conversation as you can interact with us in studio today and use, well, the column where it says comments and interact with us in studio today, sharing your views, your beliefs, and your understanding of Hinduism. Now, as you know, we are hitting episode 135 this evening, and we are talking about the origins of Hinduism astrology. Basically, Hinduism astrology, right? A lot of people don't believe in it. A lot of people are like, that's a whole bunch of hooey. But this show is to educate you on astrology. Now, if you want to interact with us as anonymous, you're welcome to use our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Remember, this is an educational platform, not a platform for fighting or arguing of who's right and who's wrong. And if you have different beliefs, it's fine. Share it with us in the comment section. Educate us and we'll educate you, and we can actually grow this platform and channel together. Now, as you know, in Hinduism, as we open up any prayer, any ritual, and any Hinduism show, we must give praise and thanks to Lord Ganesha first. Helping us do this evening, we have Praveen Mudli, as he has a Ganesha medley for you.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapadaye तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ते प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। सर्वेशा विनायका
Parvati Tande Mahadeva
മോഹതമം പുളിയവനം ഇടനം നീവേദ്യം അഴകം മുഴുവെറ്റിലെ മണൽകളാൽ പൂജയും ജയ ഗണേശ ജയ ഗണേശ ജയ ഗണേശ ദേവ അന്നേ പാർവതി അന്നേ മഹാദേവ பிள்ளையார் பிள்ளையார் பெருமை வாய்ந்த பிள்ளையார் 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 பெருமை வாய்ந்த பிள்ளையார் ஐந்து மந்திரித்து நெஞ்சில் நாடும் பிள்ளையார் ஐந்து மந்திரித்து நெஞ்சில் நாடும் பிள்ளையார் ஆரமுகம் பேரனுக்கு அண்ணனாடும் பிள்ளையார் ஆரமுகம் பேரனுக்கு அண்ணனாடும் பிள்ளையார் நேரம் துன்பம் யாவையும் நீக்கி வைக்கும் பிள்ளையார் जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा अन्ने पार्वती अन्ने महादेवा
Jai Ganesha, what a beautiful way to open up our show this evening as Praveen Mudley helped us to do so with a Ganesha medley mashed very well together. Thank you so much for helping us out, Praveen. It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you on our screens. We've got Ravi Nagan Naidu coming in through YouTube. Namaskaram and season's greetings to everyone. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you so much for that, Uncle Ravi. Welcome to the show. We haven't seen you in a while, so yeah, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for interacting with us in studio today, and thanks for the support. Now, as you know, this is episode 135, ladies and gentlemen, and we are talking about the origins of Hinduism astrology. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue and start with our teachings.
See flooring differently. Innova Floor Santan. Contact us today.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Sarnamayappa. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, for those of you just joining us, we are discussing Hinduism astrology, and I'd love for all of you who understand it fully to join the conversation. Drop us a comment in the comment section. If you wish to keep yourself anonymous, you're welcome to do so by using our WhatsApp line right there at the bottom right of your screen. Alright, so we decided to talk about the origins of Hindu astrology, and this is episode 135 if you are taking notes or are looking for it a bit later, right? Okay, so let's start with Hindu astrology. Right, let's start at the very beginning. Now, Hindu astrology, right, it's also called Indian astrology, and a lot of people refer to it as Jyotisha or Jyotishya. Okay, now that's a Sanskrit word or a Sanskrit way of pronouncing it. Now, more recently, people started calling it Vedic astrology, right? So it is the traditional Hindu system of astrology, yes, and it is one of the 6 auxiliary disciplines in Hinduism that is connected with the study of the Vedas. Now, the Vedanga, or as they call it, the Vedanga Jyotisha. Okay, Jyotisha, if I'm not mistaken. The Vedanga Jyotisha is one of the earliest texts about astronomy within the Vedas. Now, some scholars believe that the horoscopic astrology practiced in the Indian subcontinent came from the Hellenistic influences. However, this is a point of intense debate, and other scholars believe that the Jyotisha developed independently, although it may have interacted with Greek astrology as well. So now, excuse me, following a judgment of the Andhra Pradesh High Courts in 2001, which actually favored astrology, some Indian universities now offer advanced degrees in Hindu astrology. For those of you that didn't know, right? And also, I'd like to share with you guys that a statistical study conducted by Nagesh Rajapadya is also an astrologer researcher, not forgetting Prakash Gatpande, found that while none of the basic principles of astrology they tested had actually valid predictive power. So they also said that it is no better than pure chance, just for your knowledge. And it's like tossing a coin. They say Vedic astrology is like tossing a coin, but the scientific consensus is that astrology is a pseudoscience. Okay, so let's look at a bit of the history of astrology, right? Now, Jyotisha states that Munir Williams is rooted in the word Jyotish, which means light. Okay, so please forgive me for my mispronunciation rather, as I am English speaking and it's a bit difficult to deliver these words in proper pronunciation. Okay, so if you look at the word light, I just told you guys that it's Jyotish, right? Now, they say that it's that of the sun or of the moon, or even they say a heavenly body. Okay, the light we're talking about. Now, the term Jyotisha includes the study of astronomy. Now, astrology and the science of timekeeping using the movements of astronomical bodies, and it is also aimed to keep time. So it also maintains calendars, for those of you that didn't know, and it predicts auspicious times for Vedic rituals. Now, as we are still talking about the history, let's move on to the core principles of astrology, right? Now, Jyotisha is one of the Vedanga, the 6 auxiliary disciplines used to support the Vedic rituals, as we've mentioned earlier. And early Jyotisha is concerned with the preparation of a calendar to determine dates for sacrificial rituals, with nothing written regarding the planets. There are mentions of the eclipse causing demons, and the Atharva Veda and the Chandogya Upanishad. The latter mentioning Rahu, meaning a shadow entity believed responsible for eclipses and meteors, and the term Graha, which is now taken to mean the planet, originally meant demon. Now, the Rig Veda also mentions an eclipse causing demon Sravanu. However, the specific term Graha was not applied to Sravanu until the later Mahabharata and the Ramayana. Now, the foundation of Hindu astrology is the notion of Bandhu of the Vedas, meaning the scriptures, right? Now, this is which is the connection between the microcosm and the macrocosm. The practice relies primarily on the sidereal zodiac, which differs from the tropical zodiac used in Western astrology, in that an ayanamsa adjustment is made for the gradual precession of the vernal equinox. Now, Hindu astrology includes several nuanced subsystems of interpretation and prediction with elements not found in the Hellenistic astrology, such as its system of the lunar mansions, also known as the nakshatra. It was only after the transmission of the Hellenistic astrology that the order of the planets in India was fixed in that of the 7-day week. Hellenistic astrology and astronomy also transmitted the 12 zodiac signs, beginning with Aries, and the 12 astrological places beginning with the ascendant. The first evidence of the introduction of Greek astrology to India is the Yavana Jataka, which dates to the early centuries CE. Now, the Yavana Jataka is saying that in its literature, it's sayings of the Greeks, right? Which was translated from Greek to Sanskrit by Yavanesvara during the 2nd century CE. And it is considered the first Indian astrological treatise in the Sanskrit language. However, the only version of that survives, the verse version of the Svajidvaja, which dates to AD 270. The first Indian astronomical text to define the weekday was the Aryabhatya of the Aryabhata, which was born AD 476. Excuse me. Now, according to Matteo Yano, Indian astronomers must have been occupied with the task of Indianizing and Sanskritinizing Greek astronomy during the 300 or so years between the first Yavanajataka and the Aryabhatya. The astronomical texts of these 300 years are actually lost. The later Panchatika of the Varahamihira summarizes the 5 known Indian astronomical schools of the 6th century. Indian astronomy preserves some of the older pre-Tolaic elements of Greek astronomy. Now, the main texts upon which classical Indian astrology is based on early medieval compilations, notably the Brat Parasara and the Saravali. Now, the Horas Hastra is a composite work of 71 chapters, of which the first part dates to the 7th and early 8th centuries, and the second part to the later 8th century. Now, if you look at modern Hindu astrology, I hope to God that everything made sense in this first piece, but if it didn't, watch the shows back, and then when you come to Hindu astrology, it'll start to make sense. Remember, we touched a little bit on the Vedas and the Upanishads, and then if you have a bit of an understanding of those scriptures, then you'll have an understanding of today's show. Now, as you know, we're trying to do our teachings. It's a bit difficult, but if you go back and track it, it will make sense. Okay. So let's look at modern astrology. But before we get to that, let me spiritually uplift you and keep your vibes and energies up. Coming up next, our personal favorite singer, devotional singer, Praveen Mudli with the Hanuman medley.
सियावर रामचंद्र की पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय बोलो हनुमान की श्री महाबजरंगबली की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की श्री राम जय 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 राम जय हनुमान जय हनुमान जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान अंजाल तनया ओरे नपे हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया वीपोदो हनुमंतोड़ा ए हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया बलमंतो हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया वीपोदो हनुमंतोड़ा ओ रामा हनुमंतोड़ा ओ रामा अंजनेया बलमंतो हनुमंतोड़ा रामा अंजनेया वीपोदो हनुमंतोड़ा हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया बलमंतो हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया वीपोदो हनुमंतोड़ा ओ रामा श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 ओ श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 अंजनेया वीपोदो हनुमंतोड़ा हे हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया बलमंतो हनुमंतोड़ा अंजनेया वीपोदो हनुमंतोड़ा ओ रामा हनुमंतोड़ा ओ रामा अंजनेया बलमंतो हनुमंतोड़ा राम 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 राघवा राम 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 राघवा ओ राम 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 राघवा राम 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 राघवा ओ 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 राम 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 राघवा सीता राम राम राघवा सीता राम
Jai Shri Ram. Pavanaputra Hanumanaki. Jai. A beautiful delivery by Praveen Mugli as he just delivered for you a Hanuman medley. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Now before we continue, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to keep continuing our teachings on Hindu astrology as we're going to move on to the modern Hindu astrology.
Get legendary Edward Reddy's music, now available on all music platforms like iTunes, Spotify, and more.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Sarnamayappa. Welcome back, everyone. Alright, as we're discussing modern Hindu astrology, it's quite interesting actually. I decided that, okay fine, I explained to you the origins of Hinduism, or Hindu astrology rather, and then I decided that since we're in this day and age, enough about the history of astrology, let's talk about modern Hindu astrology. And I hope that the episodes before this have helped you to come to this point where you can understand what I'm about to explain. Okay, so let's look at modern Hindu astrology. Now, astrology remains an important facet of our folk belief in the contemporary lives of many Hindus. Now, in Hindu culture, newborns are traditionally named based on their Jyotisha charts, meaning their Kundalini. And also, they say that your astrological concepts are pervasive in the organization of the calendar and holidays, and in making major decisions such as those about marriage, opening a new business, or even moving into a new home. Many Hindus believe that heavenly bodies, including the planets, have an influence throughout the life of a human being. Now, they also say these planetary influences are the fruit for karma. Okay, the Navagraha, for instance, the planetary deities are considered subordinate to Ishvara, the Hindu concept of the supreme being. In the administration of justice, that is. Now, thus it is believed that these planets can influence earthly life. Now, astrology as a science, if you look at it, astrology has been rejected by scientific community as having no explanatory power for describing the universe. Scientific testing of astrology has been conducted, and no evidence has been found to support any of the premises or purported effects outlined in astrological traditions. There is no mechanism proposed by astrologers through which the position and motions of stars and planets could affect people and events on Earth. Now, in spite of its status as a state of science, in certain religious, political, and legal contexts, astrology retains a position among the sciences of modern India, or in modern India. All right, and India's University Grants Commission and Ministry of Human Resource Development decided that they should introduce something called the Jyotirvigyan, or they call it Vedic astrology. Kreelan with Viber coming in through YouTube, just saying hi. Hi Kreelan, thanks for joining the show. We're talking about Hinduism and Hindu astrology this evening, the origination of it. But if you missed episodes before this one, it might not make sense, as you had to learn before I had to deliver my wisdom this evening and my research put together. It won't make sense if you missed a couple of episodes before this, as we spoke about the Vedas and the scriptures and stuff like that. So if you missed that show or those shows, please backtrack a little bit as you are watching episode 135. We are discussing Hindu astrology right here on Actonville TV. Okay, so if we look at the universities and what they're saying, right? They say that Vedic astrology as a discipline of study in Indian universities, stating that Vedic astrology is not only one of the main subjects of our traditional and classical knowledge, but this is the discipline which lets us know the events happening in human life and in the universe on a time scale. In spite of the complete lack of evidence that astrology actually does allow for such accurate predictions, the decision was backed by a 2001 judgment of the Andhra Pradesh High Court, and some Indian universities offer advanced degrees in astrology. Now, this was met with the widespread of protests from the scientific community in India and Indian scientists working abroad. A petition sent to the Supreme Court of India stated that the introduction of astrology to university curricula is a giant leap backwards, undermining whatever scientific credibility the country has achieved so far. Now, in 2004, the Supreme Court dismissed the petition, concluding that teaching of astrology does not qualify as the promotion of religion. And in February 2011, the Bombay High Court referred to the 2004 Supreme Court ruling when it is dismissed. They dismissed the case, which had challenged astrologer's status as a science. Now, as of 2014, despite continuing complaints by scientists, astrology continues to be taught at various universities in India. And there is a movement in progress to establish a national Vedic university to teach astrology together with the study of Tantra, Mantra, and Yoga. Now, Indian astrologers have consistently made claims that have been thoroughly debunked by skeptics. For example, although the planet Saturn, although the planet Saturn is in the constellation Aries roughly every 30 years, example 1909, 1939, 1968. I mean, the astrologer Bangalore Venkata claimed that when Saturn was in Aries in 1939, England had to declare war against Germany. I mean, ignoring all the other dates. And astrologers regularly fall in attempts to predict, election results in India, and fail to predict the major events, such as the assassination of Indira Gandhi. I mean, the predictions by the head of Indian Astrologers Federation about war between India and Pakistan in 1982 also failed. Now, I mean, in 2000, when several planets happened to be close to one another, astrologers predicted that there would be a catastrophe, volcanic eruptions and tidal waves. But this caused an entire seaside village in the Indian state of Gujarat to actually panic and abandon their houses. And the predicted events did not occur, and vacant houses were burgled. Now, do you believe? The question here is, do you believe in astrology, Vedic astrology? Interact with us in studio today as we are live. I would love for you to interact with us. Share your views, your comments, your beliefs. And if you are an astrologer and you're qualified, I would have loved to have one here in the show today. It would be beautiful. And it would help to uplift and glorify our topic today as we teach about Hinduism. And it seems that Vedic astrology is a part of our culture. It seems that I have to teach it today. This request was actually sent by Vyeshan Punan. I must give him a shout out. Hello to him. He requested this evening. I'm not too sure how many different people actually believe in astrology, but I personally do believe that there are deities, there are other planets, and yes, the universe works the way it works. And I feel there's no way of really truly understanding it. But according to astrologists, you can work out things on earth. You can do certain things to get blessings. And we all have different beliefs and different things that we are taught and we learn. So yeah. All right, as you know that we're talking about the Hindu astrology, let's look at texts. I always have this thing where I say in life that I tell people that I know, listen, I'm a great timekeeper. I love to keep time. Now, noticing that topic at hand, looking at the texts of Hindu astrology this evening, timekeeping is something important. And the current year, meaning the -1, multiplied by 12, multiplied by 2, added to the eclipse, meaning half months of the current year, increased by 2 for every 60 in the sun, is the quantity of half months, meaning Sisjis. So if you look at the Rig Veda, if you didn't know, guys, Kim Flocker actually sent us this, and I hope it's interesting to learn. Timekeeping is important in your life. not every single person is blessed to learn about time management. But it's part of Vedic astrology. Now, if you look at the ancient extant, it's called the ancient extant text on the Jyotisha. It is the Vendaga Jyotisha, which exists in two editions. One linked to the Rig Veda and the other to the Yajurveda. The Rig Veda consists of 36 verses, while the Yajurveda, Recension, has 43 verses, of which 29 verses are borrowed from the Rig Veda. The Rig Veda version is variously attributed to sage Lagada and sometimes to sage Shushi. The Yajurveda's version credits no particular sage, has survived into the modern era with the commentary of Somakara. And this is, it's more of a study version, put it like that. Okay, it's getting a bit intense, getting more difficult to understand. So please follow carefully, listen carefully. If you missed it, don't forget this link will always be here for you to revise and go through. If you missed a few episodes, please backtrack this so today's episode actually can make sense. Now, as we continue with our teachings today, we are talking about timekeeping. I love to call myself a good time manager. But hey, coming up next, as we keep you spiritually uplifted as well as entertained, here is Vijay Ramkissoon from Spain with an audio.
Om Jai Jagdish Hare Swami Jai Jagdish Hare भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे पल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहो किसकी स्वामी शरण गहो किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आश करो जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किसी विधि मिलूं दया में किस विधि मिलूं दया में तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे, स्वामी ठाकुर तुम मेरे। अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ, अपने हाथ बढ़ाओ, वार परा तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Beautiful delivery and rendition by Vijay Ramkisun from Spain, who just delivered for you the Aarti. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue with our teachings as we are discussing Hindu astrology, and we're going to move on to the discussion of the texts and as well as the origination when we come back straight after this commercial break.
See flooring differently. Innova Floor Santam. Contact us today.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Sirnamayappa. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, please excuse me for clearing my throat throughout the entire show. I'm actually struggling and suffering with the post-nasal drip, so forgive me for that. We got Rose Randio coming in through Facebook as she says, beautiful. Welcome to the show, Rose. If this is your first time watching, please make your way to our YouTube channel called Actonville TV and subscribe to our channel, as you will help our beautiful little community station to grow. It will assist us in growth, in upliftment of the channel, and to also do our seva just by one click of the button. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon. Alright, so let's get into our teachings. Okay, so we moved on to the discussion of Hindu astrology this evening. Now, if you look at the field of Jyotisha, right, it deals with ascertaining time. Remember, before we cut to commercial, we were talking about timekeeping, time management. So we are talking about astrology, right? So you guys wanted to know, a lot of people want to know, how does astrology relate to our lives, relate to Hinduism? So now I'm teaching it to you. If you missed the beginning of the show, don't worry, you can click on this link again and watch it from the beginning to learn and understand Hindu astrology. Alright, so now we're talking about particularly forecasting auspicious days and the time for certain Vedic rituals. And I mean, you get the field of Vedanga, structured time into yoga, which was a 5-year interval, right? It was divided into multiple lunisolar intervals, such as your 60 solar months, and then you get your 61 Savannah months, and then you get your 62 Sonoric months, and your 67 sidereal months. Vedic yoga had 1,860 tithis, and meaning dates, okay? and it is defined as a, well, Savannah day, a civil day, and it's also from one sunrise to another. So there's so much to actually discuss, and if this didn't make sense to you, you're going to have to do a little bit more in-depth research to understand why certain moons are the certain ways, certain suns rise and you must do this, and then in this time you must do that. It's so interesting as to what Vedic astrology is really about. It is. It truly, really is. Now, there are different types of elements in Vedic astrology, and I mean, a lot of people believe in the zodiac star signs. A lot of people are interested in what's going to happen tomorrow, what you're currently going through, and what you should do. And you know, everybody that I know in this world, especially the girls, when I was growing up especially, they would buy the People magazine just to read their star sign. Yeah, so a lot of people do have belief, and they go by it. Anyway, interact with us in studio today. I'd like to hear from you. Do you believe in Vedic astrology? Do you believe in your zodiac star sign? Do you believe in the planets? Whether you're Hindu or not, it would be nice to know from the public. Okay, let's look at the elements quickly, since we are discussing astrology, right? Now, there are 16 Varga, right? Or should we call it 16 divisional charts used in Hindu astrology. Now, let's look at the zodiac. The Nirayana, or should we call it the sidereal zodiac. It's actually an imaginary belt of 360 degrees, which, like Sayana or the tropical zodiac, is divided into 12 equal parts. Each part of 30 degrees is called the sign or a rasi. You know, in Sanskrit it means part, right? Vedic, meaning Jyotisha, and Western zodiacs differ in the method of measurement, while synchronological systems, there are two by the way, are identical. So the Jyotisha primarily uses the sidereal zodiac, in which the stars are considered to be fixed backgrounds against which the motion of the planets is measured, whereas most Western astrology uses the tropical zodiac. Now, if you remember your work from school, quite interesting. A lot of people who come with as geologists also had this type of explanations with the different measurements of planets and how things work and da 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 da. Interact with us in studio today. Share your views, share your comments, share your beliefs even in your star sign. Why do you get up every morning and actually make time to go to that page in the newspaper and check out your star sign? You believe it's real, you believe it's true. You believe that they know what's happening in your life. Now, there are different star signs. As you know, everybody knows their star sign, right? And there's also something called the nakshatras or the lunar mansions. Now, just a quick one for you to be well educated. The nakshatras or the lunar mansions are 27 equal divisions of the night sky used in Hindu astrology, and each identified by its prominent stars. Historical, meaning medieval as well, Hindu astrology enumerated either 27 or 28 nakshatras. Now, in modern astrology, a rigid system of 27 nakshatras is generally used, each covering 30 degrees to 20 of the ecliptic. And the missing 28 nakshatra is the Abhijita. Each nakshatra is divided into equal quarters of padas or graders of importance as the Abhisheka nakshatra, which is held as king over other nakshatras. Worshipping and gaining favor over this nakshatra is said to give power to remedy all the other nakshatras and is of concern in the predictive astrology and mitigating your karma. Now, if you go a little bit more in depth, you'll actually figure out you can actually have things in control. Your energies, your prayer, your belief. Hindu astrology, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue. As we are towards the end of the show, we must teach you one lesson from our Tirukuru every single day. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll educate you on the 108 principles of the value system. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Sarnamayappa. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, as it's come to that time of the show where we have to teach you one lesson from the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural. Today's lesson is sitting at number 55.
Today's lesson from the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural is number 55. Know your own and others' strength and weaknesses.
For those of you who are looking for a guru to perform certain services, please contact Guru Indresan, as he can help and assist you with the following. He can assist you with your Jandagam, your astrological readings, your Panchagam. He is also available for your Navagraha Shanti, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, your Janda prayers, your auspicious Hawans, as well as your Kumbha Abhishekams. Please contact your Guru Indresan on 081 325 0115. I'll give you the number again at 081 325 0115. If you need further services that you're not see on top of the screen right now, you can contact your Guru Prega for extra services as your astrological readings, as well as your spiritual cleansings, your cleansing prayers, your house prayers, your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your funerals, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, your auspicious Hawans. He can also assist you with your trance and assist you with every kind of prayer that I know of, as I personally know Guru Prega, but he specializes in the Kali prayers, the porridge prayers, the midnight prayers, as well as Murugan prayers, etc. Please contact Guru Prega on 082 578 3833. I'll give you the number again at 082 578 3833. As we have lots of love and interaction coming in through YouTube, we got Narina Naidu. Vanakkam, Hindu astrology is very interesting if you know about it. I have had the privilege of learning about it from Guru Sivaraman. It is amazing how the planets do affect our lives. Yes, it does. It truly does. And Narina also says, great show, guys. Thank you so much, Doll, for your support and also watching the show. It helps. You are part of the community as well, and it means so much to us when you assist us in uplifting us, as well as we will help uplift you. Thank you so much, Narina. Romanandri. Alright, now for those of you who are looking to advertise their businesses, remember that Actonville TV is a non-profit company and needs assistance in surviving. So in order to do that, we can uplift your business with our viewership, and we can survive on all of our contributions and the funds that we make. Check this out.
Get your business to the next level. Advertise on TV. Contact Kimera.
Well, as we know, we've got Kavadi coming up in January, and we've got the Meenakshi Sundareswara Koval Temple, as they have shared with us what they will be getting up to and when.
The Meenakshi Sundareshwar Kovil invites you and your family to journey with us towards a blessed Thai Pusam Kavli 2024. For more information, contact Sharman or Dr. V.
Alright, for those of you who are looking at Actonville TV screens for the first time, don't forget we don't only have one show on this channel. We also have an early morning show called The Crack of Dawn with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, hosting it. And by my side I've got Papa Nish, and it's all about humor and fun and interaction and variety and lots of entertainment. We've also got English music there, guys. Join us in the morning. Positive vibes will come through your screen, and it's quite fun on the crack of dawn. Well, I believe that's all the time we have for this evening, folks. And before we go, check out what you're missing. If you haven't seen the Crack of Dawn show before, which starts at 8 a.m. every single weekday, Monday through to Friday with myself. Check it out.
Join us tomorrow morning on the Crack of Dawn. 8 a.m., streaming across 77 platforms.
Join us every single weekday at 8 a.m. guys. Beautiful show, quite exciting. We talk about anything and everything. It's quite fun. And it's sometimes educational and sometimes just plain down funny, getting your vibes up and energies on a positive vibe every single day. Join us to find out. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already, guys. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, have a blessed evening. Stay safe wherever you might be as it is festive season. Vanakam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Sannamayappa. Good night, everyone.